Welcome to Western Wisconsin Journal. I'm Bobby Pominville. I'm your reporter on the arts, and I think I have two of the best people to visit with us today on the arts. From the Phipps Center for the Arts, I welcome John Potter.
Bobby.
He is the executive director. I also want to welcome Anastasia Chardon. And, oops, my notes, Anastasia. She is a visual arts director. I want to give her the proper title. Welcome to you.
Thank you, Bobby.
And now we're going to be talking about all these events that are going on this year. I don't know about you, but I love to go to the Phipps. It is such a wonderful, positive experience, no matter what I go to, and I enjoy it all. The arts are definitely part of my life, and we'd like you to make it a part of yours. So we'll start with Anastasia. She's got some wonderful events scheduled coming up, and there's going to be renovation in the galleries.
Yeah, well, they're almost complete. So
They are.
Our galleries have been closed since August and have given a facelift and remodeling them. And so we reopen our galleries October 21st. We have a really big event that evening, an opening reception. And
I want to hear about
everyone
that.
to come. Yep.
Everyone can come, and then what will be going on?
So the public reception is 6:30 to 8:30, and that's a great opportunity to see the new galleries, and specifically, though, to see the show that's opening the galleries. We have 100 artists. It's a national juried exhibit focused on the celebration of the National Park Centennial. The show's titled National Parks, Personal Narratives. So there's work in all media, photography, painting, sculpture, installation, and more, mixed media and such. So, 100 artists in that show, and then related exhibits too. So the St. Croix River School of Painting has a plein air exhibit that will be shown. Mark Lusardi has a show of his new ceramic work that will be in the Atrium Gallery, and that's a partnership with the Northern Clay Center. And then also Project Art for Nature has a special exhibit that they have been traveling that again is in celebration of the National Park Centennial. So it will be a really exciting show. Lots of great work, lots of artists, and again, it's a national show, so it's an opportunity to see artists, local, regional, and national, that were juried in.
And I've been hearing about the parks, the national parks,
Yeah.
and things going on this summer, and I believe the president's been visiting and various things.
Yeah, yeah.
And how long will that run?
Through November 27th, so it's October 21st to November 27th.
So they have a good month to come and see all that wonderful things you've been talking about. Oh, I want to see the ceramics for one thing myself. And then something special goes on November 5th.
Yep, November 5th is Around the Campfire, Stories from the National Parks, and that's a family program in the Black Box Theater. And there will be three park rangers that are coming to give ranger talks, and it will be kind of hosted and emceed by Ben and Punch. Punch is a puppet character, and they'll have sing-alongs, original songs that they're creating, and also Destination Imagination is going to do an original skit themed on the national parks. So that will be a really fun event. And tickets are just $5 for 13 and older, free with a ticket under 13. And that comes with an opportunity to make a s'more at a original s'more bar at the end of the event too. So yeah,
oh my, that's
really fun.
I might have to come just for that. Now I do take a lot of interest in that, and I think it's wonderful that you're doing a family-friendly event.
Yeah, thanks.
So good for you for planning that.
Well, and that's a good fold to the party in the galleries that we have after the public reception. That's an 18 and older event, so that's on the 21st of October.
Yes, that's
so
right.
there'll be local craft beers and wine and campfire-inspired cuisine and Sexy Delicious, a dance band will be playing. An improv group from UW River Falls is going to do a performance, and so that will be, that'll be a great night out, a great date night out, or a great night out with a bunch of friends. And
I told you it's my birthday. I think
there
I
you
ought
go.
to be there,
There
don't
you go. We'll give you a birthday hat
That
then.
would be
Special.
wonderful. So you've got a lot going on this fall.
Yeah.
And, you know I come to a lot of your events, and I go through the galleries a lot.
Oh, good.
But I do want to say that this is really astounding. I'm very, very pleased that you're having all this going on.
Yeah, I am so excited. Visual Arts Council is so excited. This is, what we've been planning for a long time. So
Going to bring in a lot of
fun
people.
night. Yeah, I hope so.
And then just quickly, what goes on the rest of the year in the galleries?
Well, we do 10 exhibitions a year in the galleries. So, shows every time you come, you probably will see something new there. The galleries are always open, free, open during regular business hours, before and during intermission of shows in the theaters too.
Yes.
So a great, kind of night out to go through the galleries and see the shows.
All right.
We have lots of great artists, all regional artists who will be showing original work.
Yes, I always look to see if I recognize any of the names.
There are quite a few Hudson
often
artists
I
and
do.
St. Croix Valley artists too. So.
And just a real quick mention to one of my favorite events is the Healing Arts at Hudson and Westfield Hospitals in New Richmond. That is also one of my favorite places. When I go over there, I always stop to see the art.
Oh, good.
And sometimes it's to visit somebody, or other times I'm going to the clinic. And
Some
if you
people just go there to see art.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
And the
Many people do.
importance of art to people who are, not 100% well. And everything that's been done up there is just very impressive to me.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well,
We've
thank
been
you.
doing that for 13 years now at
That's
Hudson
hard
Hospital
for me
since
to
they
believe.
opened. Yes, isn't
Because
it?
it was a very innovative program,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was getting national attention.
Yeah, international attention. In fact.
International, there you go. So that is just one of my favorite things. I
Oh,
just
thank
need to
you.
mention things
Thank
that
you.
I like. And I think people would enjoy that too when they're out and about. So
Yeah,
they
yeah,
should do
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think of those as our public art programs because they
Yes.
are so
Yes.
widely visible, and it's really open to everybody. And many people, as you said, are going to the hospital not necessarily to see art, but what a great, pleasant surprise to have that, to see a distraction or something, different to talk about, and so
It's a tough
been
time for a
great
lot
program.
of people, and to
Yeah.
to be able to sit there and look around and see something that really can speak to you.
Yeah.
So thank you for that too.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Well, now we're going over to John Potter, and the new brochure is out, John. We have a lot of exciting offerings.
We do?
And you and I have a lot to talk about today. So should we start with theater, music, organ, dance, or special events?
Well, let's
What-
start with theater.
All right.
And I have my
That's what I
crib
was
notes,
thinking.
so I'm
No
ready to go.
problem. I even have mine.
So our community theater will offer A Christmas Carol, the Charles Dickens classic tale of redemption, in November and December. The Phipps Children's Theater will offer Peter Pan, complete with flying, in February. And then the season closes with Stepping Out, which is a show about a tap dance class with a group of misfits. But it's comedy. It's very touching as well. They learn through their class that it's not necessarily success or failure, but it's going the distance. It's doing your very best. So a sweet little comedy. Then we have the music series featuring Monroe Crossing, the bluegrass band, the St. Croix Valley Symphony Orchestra doing a Boston pop-style concert, Wilson Fairchild, the country music duo. I'm trying to think, I don't think we've offered a true country music concert in the past, so I think this may be the first time for us. Tonic Solfa will be returning, the a cappella trio. And then Sheldon Theater Brass Band from Red Wing will be returning as well with a varied program, everything from pop to jazz to classical selections. On the organ, we begin with the classic silent film Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, starring John Barrymore. And that'll be accompanied by Dennis James, and that's our little Halloween treat. Richard Hills, a very well-known and acclaimed English organist, will be returning. We first had Richard probably 10 years ago when he was first starting his career, and we've just had a tough time getting him back because he's so popular and he doesn't come to this country that often. So finally the dates worked for him, and we're anxious to see him in March. And then Dave Wickerham, another very popular organist, will be returning for a program called Summer Sizzle, which will feature selections all related to summer.
Good.
Special events are going to include a Downton Abbey Christmas,
Yes.
which I believe you'll be performing in with the
I
Phipps
will.
Festival Chorus.
And I will say a few words if I can.
Oh, please do.
I've had my first rehearsal, and I'm really encouraged to do these English songs. And some of my favorite English composers are featured, such as Handel, Mendelssohn, Ives, Elgar. I could go on and on. I like so many of these composers. And a lot of that is music that will be somewhat familiar to the audience. And then we have the delightful English Christmas carols. Wassail Song is one of those. An old carol that might be new to some of you, but you'll definitely recognize the holly and the ivy. So a lot of these are just wonderful, wonderful pieces of music that you're really going to enjoy. Now, the only problem is we don't all have our Downton Abbey outfits.
Oh, no.
I wonder if we have any downstairs at the Phipps.
We may.
We'll
we
have
may.
to see. Because I really would love to see people in costume, but oh well, this might be just a dream. And then the Phipps Choral Society. Now, you may have thought that was the oratorio, but we have a new name. It's the Phipps Choral Society. One of my very favorite offerings is the Messiah by Handel, and we are doing it again this year. Now, we will do excerpts because the Messiah is 3 hours long. And not only do we have our director, Thomas Dawley, who's fabulous, we have Leighton James involved. And you may know he is the premier harpsichordist who was with the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra. So we're looking for lots and lots of singers in April. It'll be Palm Sunday. So those are some things I just had to highlight, John.
Well, I'm very glad that you did. And we might just mention, you're well aware, that Messiah was first performed in the spring. And even though it's usually associated with Christmas, we'll be doing highlights from the entire Messiah, not just the Christmas section.
Good you pointed that out, because the Easter section and so on, it'll be very nice to have a little bit of everything.
We haven't done that in some time.
No, it's been years. I can't even hardly remember the last time. So, and this will be an event at Bethel Lutheran, I should say.
Downtown.
Because we do want really good acoustics for that one.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. So the other special events include In Stitches, which we call a theatrical concert, and the premise is our community theater will be producing this. The premise is that actors walk into a costume shop and they see an item of clothing or some item of interest that reminds them of a song from one of their favorite musicals, and they burst into song and possibly dance as well.
Oh,
and
wow.
this features a cast of, I think, several dozen actors, so a fun new offering. Our Mighty Mississippi is a program of songs and stories, film and photos of the Mighty Mississippi, performed by Stephen Marking. And he has done this for several years at the Showboat in St. Paul, but now that that has been closed by the university, he's taking the show to the Phipps Center.
Perfect.
It's been recommended by many, many people, so we're very happy to have him here. And then we close the special events series with the Barbary Coast Dixieland Show Band. I can't tell you how many times they've come. I've lost count at this point, but it's always a sellout. Folks just love them. In addition, this year is the second year that we'll be offering a season ticket for our children's theater offerings, and that will start with Mother Goose this October, which is a mystery comedy about the missing Mother Goose. And then The Best Christmas Pageant Ever will be presented in December, and that is about a church that's fearful that it will actually be the worst Christmas pageant ever, but all turns out well in the end. And then, as I mentioned, Peter Pan will be offered complete with Flying in February, and then we close our children's theater season with Rapunzel, and this is a comic adaptation with a nice little moral at the end, and that'll be offered in May. There's also a couple of other events that we'll have in addition to our series. The Phipps Dance Company and the Junior Dance Company will be performing their annual productions in March. And then we have Sinatra and Company, music from the Rat Pack era, that features vocalist Tim Patrick and Debbie O'Keefe and Colleen Ray, as well as the Blue Eyes Band. That'll be our special New Year's shows on Saturday, December 31st at 3 and 7 p.m. And something brand new is Deuces Wild, Dueling Pianos. And that'll be offered in May. It's our first time it's our premiere for the duo. They not only play piano, but other instruments as well, and they're marvelous entertainers. So great musicians, marvelous entertainers, and we'll be offering that in May. What did I forget?
Well, not very much. I was going to talk about the dance theater or the dance performances because it's something I got into last year, and I really enjoyed them.
Well, I did forget something actually. So we will not be producing the Phipps Dance Theater in January, but the Southern Theater will. So they'll actually have it on their season ticket package, and it'll be an offering in January at the Southern Theater in Minneapolis.
Did that happen once before?
We did it last year, and we actually produced the concert, and they said, you know what, we'd like to include you on our season. So.
Oh, good.
That's
so
terrific.
They have a little bit of a traveling thing going on.
Indeed.
And of course, some of those choreographers are like my favorite people. And they put together such excellent shows. So yes, and it's something that I always wished I could have done. Take dance lessons, but
Not
they
too
weren't
late.
available where I was.
Bobby, it's not too late.
No, I suppose not, but oh boy. That's nice you say that, John, but now I think we'll move on. No, so those are the things that I was very much in favor of promoting. So now would this be a good time to talk about the good packages you have on pricing, which
Thank you.
I always take advantage of?
Thank you for mentioning that. So we do have season ticket packages for both the first series that I mentioned as well as the children's theater. Packages for the season are Create Your Own. So their 3 events would cost $19 each, 5 events $18, and 7 events are only $17 each. And again, you get to select which events you're interested in at the dates and times that work best for you. And if you come up with a conflict, we'll offer a free exchange. So it's a very popular series. And this year, as I mentioned, it's the second time that we're offering a season ticket package for the 4 children's theater offerings. Those are priced at $52 for the series. So it's a substantial savings for the adult tickets. And it proved to be very popular last year.
I take advantage of that myself, and I think it's
Thank you.
excellent because when I am performing there, or if I want to see something special like a mystery, I like those, then I can package things up 3, 5, 7 events.
We always
And
encourage 7.
The pricing is unbelievable.
It's pretty good.
I don't know how you can do it. So would you mention the ticket office now?
Certainly the phone number.
Yeah.
So 715-386-8409 is our ticket office number. You'll get the best deal by coming in person or by giving us a call.
Yes.
But you can also order online at your convenience, and that's thephips.org. Now, I have to mention, in full disclosure, that there's a bit of a surcharge when you order online. We pass the fee that we incur onto the patron. So we have to charge a bit more for the online orders. But if you want to order at midnight, that's perfectly acceptable, and you can do that.
I've never done that, so
Many
I've
people
always
do.
gone in. But I think now that you've told me about that, I will definitely go in. Purchase there. So that's a lot of information, a lot of wonderful offerings here, people. I just am so happy, and we're just touching the surface today, because there's also classes going on there. You just finished your summer with art classes.
Yep, summer art camp.
I mean, summer art camp, when I go there, it's like millions of
Very
kids.
exciting, isn't it? Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah,
wonderful
good time.
that it's being really taken advantage of. But I did want to mention there's also voice, piano, violin, flute. If you want any more information, contact me here if you like. And there's even classes in photography and other things.
Stained glass,
Stained
ceramics.
glass. Yeah, the
We have a
art
new
ones
ceramic
are just
studio.
fabulous. So, I mean, it's just a wonderful place that people need to get involved and attend. So do you think we've forgotten anything now?
Oh, a great way to get
Trying to think.
involved is to volunteer too.
Yes, that was my last
We
question
depend
of
on
the
volunteer involvement and participation to
Yes.
really make everything happen there. So that's
So just mention a few things they can do there, please.
Go ahead. That's terrific. You're on a roll.
I'm on a roll.
oh goodness. Well, selling tickets is one way. Ushering
Yes.
is another way. Helping with painting sets. I mean, you know more about the behind-the-scenes help, but really,
Almost everything that
everything.
we almost everything that we do is done by volunteers, as you're well aware. So the performers are volunteers, the folks working backstage in the booth, folks mailing out these brochures. They're all volunteers. So we have folks that maybe can only give us one day. And that's just fine. And then other folks may be available on a weekly basis, and that's certainly encouraged and much needed. So it's open throughout the entire year. Our doors rarely close except for the holidays, and we always have need of volunteers.
Yes, I think that's very important. And how lucky we are to have this place in Hudson. And I've supported it since the beginning, and I think there might be a few people out there that are new to Hudson and haven't been there, but they really need to get involved and come and visit and do one of the activities or concerts or whatever. And so thank you for all of that. I enjoy this interview, and I'm so happy you two could come today.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and telling everybody about the Phipps Center and what's available.
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
You're
Yep.
welcome. Thank you for watching, and remember now, you've got a lot of things to think about. If you need a brochure, you can stop down there. They even send them out, I know that, if you have any trouble getting down. But be sure that you take advantage of this opportunity. And if you need any more information, I'd be happy to help you too. So thank you very much for watching today, and we hope you do enjoy the arts.